LSD Raw presents LSD News with Emily
and Greg.
First story today is Man Hit Street for Redemption. Did you hear about this story?
I did hear about the story.
Can you tell us a little more about it?
So, a cheating man, he cheated on his girlfriend. He's in the army. So he cheated on his girlfriend. So his girlfriend gave him 6 tasks to complete. The first one was the standing in front of the Waffle House with the huge sign, you know.
Actually, it was just to stand in front of like a busy street in Georgia with a sign, a Scooby-Doo hat.
But it was in front of a Waffle House. It was pretty busy. Then the sign just basically said, I'm a cheater, I'm a jackass, I lost my girlfriend because I cheated. And it was decorated with balloons, and he had this huge like, Scooby-Doo hat on. And it looked pretty ridiculous.
But I think it's pointless to do like, cause she had him. He's done that already. Another task is for him to talk to a radio station, tell him how much of a jackass he is, and then request a song for his baby. Do a YouTube video. Make a timeline of things that he remembers of her that are
important dates.
Yeah. And then the last one is, she hasn't told him yet?
No, she hasn't.
So he's kind of just waiting around for that big last task?
Yeah. I say the last one's going to be like, marry me and prove you're really committed to me.
I don't know. I feel like it could be something stupid like that. But come on, she's still angry at him. Do you think she wants to get married?
I mean...
isn't it still like... Marriage in her mind is not going to be, well, I'm going to do this marriage thing to punish you. She doesn't want to punish him.
And I don't think it's going to be like a punishment thing. I think it's more of a, you know, prove you're really committed to me and that I'm your only one, and let's take this step and really...
And another task was to give her all his email, Facebook, and MySpace passwords so she can read everything, which sounds great. I wouldn't do it.
But I guess he really loves this girl. I don't know. Well, I don't know how much he really loves her if he cheated on her in the first place. But I guess he really, really wants her back.
You can still love someone if you cheat on them.
I don't think so.
You just like to have multiples.
I don't think you can love someone and then be able to cheat on them.
You can.
No.
The way you can love multiple people in your life.
But you don't love them all the same.
But you still love them. You didn't dictate to me the levels of loveness. You just said, I love them. You love your parents, you love your brother.
Right.
You love your friends.
And then when I love a boyfriend, I'm going to love him in a different way. I think we're going to agree to disagree. This is an argument that's never going to end. Moving on to the next story. The Chilean miner.
He's dirty.
Literally dirty after coming on that mine. So he was the 21st miner to be saved.
His name is Yanni Barrios, 21st miner to be saved.
So he had a wife, or he had a wife. He cheated on her before, you know, he got stuck in the mine. And then while he was down there, there's a prayer vigil. This is how the two women found out.
Right. When he was down there was a prayer vigil because the miners were trapped.
Right. And so the wife was there grieving and, you know, praying for him. And so there was another woman in the background that started screaming his name. Because she was also mourning, you know, him. Or not mourning, just grieving that he's stuck in the mine. And so that's how the two women found each other. There was even a fight, right?
There was a fight. It was a place called Camp Hope. Campo Esperanza, I think.
Right.
There was a fight there. And basically it was about, you know...
The other woman.
Who's this other woman?
Right.
You know, who's this bitch?
And so he requested that they both be there when he gets rescued from the mine. Yeah. Yes. Except the wife chose to boycott. She didn't show up. But the mistress was there, who he gave a big juicy kiss to on national television. That's a dirty man.
He loves them both though, you see?
No way.
Like the first story, you can love your wife, you can love your girlfriend, and you can also, you know, love other things too, and other people. And
yeah, love things like baseball.
Your love doesn't have any bounds. It's open and it's free.
Sorry, I don't believe in free love or loving or being in love with multiple people at the same time. Just as one of the more high-profile stories that we have.
Hollywood stories. Celebrity.
Yeah. David and Courtney Arquette
are splitting up.
Right.
Well, actually, they're trying a separation, which to me always is going to be a divorce.
Unless they realize how much they love each other and miss each other.
No. I mean, you're separating because the other person's annoying. You finally get a little piece of freedom.
You're going to run with it.
You think you're going to run back? Oh, baby, I miss your mothering ways. No. You're free. You get to taste freedom. You get to taste new, different flavors.
But wait. Okay, so I'll come back to that. Let's talk more about the story and then I'll comment some more.
Okay.
So, Courtney
wanted to split up with him, like a separation,
right.
trial separation with him, because he's pretty much like a man-child, and she's more rigid, more motherly, and she's tired of being his mother, because you know he's a grown man. They've been together for about 16 years, married for 11. They have a young child named Coco, and she basically just got tired. Do you agree with that? And the thing is, he acts, he's so, acts on impulse, or just doesn't think about anybody else, and I guess that's one of her major problems. And you know, he went on Howard Stern, which is a popular radio jock, and he basically just spilled his guts out. You know, what's his issues with her, what's her issues with him, and I think he might have made it worse going that route.
But this is what I was going to comment on. Him at the end of the interview saying, you know, hopefully everything works out and we get back together. That's what I'm saying, you know. I don't know if the freedom is really gonna be good for him or
I mean, he's already had sex
impact him the way you think it is.
Interview, he already admitted, you know, I had maybe sex once or twice with a new girl who kind of looks like Courtney.
Which is creepy.
Maybe that's his thing. Black hair girls, white.
Which is why I think there might be a possibility that.
And the other girl's name is actually Jasmine Waltz. Is the Courtney lookalike? Maybe he had sex with her once or twice. And he said he had Courtney's permission, and you know, do whatever you got to do. I know we haven't done it in a while.
And then I hope we get back together. I think there's still a possibility that those two can work.
They have a kid. That's a big magnet to bring you back together.
Right. And then his statement at the end of the interview after he made a total ass of himself.
But you know, basically his biggest issue with her
was the mothering.
That she's a mother and she has to be a mother to everybody. Even with the sex, it's kind of like a schedule. And you know, he's kind of like a free bird. He likes doing his own thing. He's fun. And that, you know, that she was attracted to that in the beginning. But then it becomes a problem when you don't conform to the other person's ways in the later on.
And that's a mistake that a lot of people make, are thinking that someone's going to change. Oh, they're not going to be this way forever. You know, he's going to grow up eventually. No, chances are when you start dating someone, that's the way they're going to be throughout the whole relationship. You're not going to change them, you know. Time isn't going to change them.
Especially when you meet someone past their 20s. You know, you kind of set in your ways, usually.
So, I mean, she knew exactly what she was getting into. He knew what he was getting into. They had a kid, and
the thing is, you know, with stuff like that is that, you know, as a guy or even as a woman, you don't want someone mothering or fathering you. You know, you're an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe I might not remember certain things that you want me to, or maybe I don't do things the way you want me to. I'm still an adult, you know. You got to realize that the more you keep pushing on me, I'm either going to push back or just stay the same. I'm not going to change.
Right.
I like the way I am. And he likes to be, you know.
A man boy.